What's up guys, Coach Nate here from The Run Experience. We have a wicked hard park bench workout for runners. That's right, you're hearing just a little bit of my Boston accent, not really. But anyway, we've got this bench. We're gonna get into a couple couplets of movements here. We'll break it down, we'll show you how to do it, we'll put it all together, so stay tuned. So, as runners, we don't always have time to go to the gym. Maybe we don't want to spend the money on it, but we know we need to get strong. Enter the park bench. This fantastic tool is something that we can use to get ourselves stronger as like a little jungle gym of sorts. So in today, I'm actually going to break down 3 couplets of movements. That's right, you're going to see a total of 6 full body exercises. We're going to get into your shoulders, that core, that midline. We're going to challenge your glutes, your quads, your hips, making sure that you're strong there with really good running mechanics or for when you are running. And then we're gonna blast it out at the end with a little jumping exercises, but I don't wanna spoil the surprise just yet. Okay, our first couplet we're gonna work on is going to be a bench dip and a split squat. Now, we're huge fans of regular push-ups around here working through this range. The beautiful thing about the bench dip, which you're gonna see in a second, is that it actually still kind of challenges and builds the same muscle and movement that we're working on here, except it puts me into a lot more shoulder extension. Now, the shoulder extension is something we just don't see in our normal day-to-day, but it's really, really important for our arm swing. And you guys out there who may have a little stiff shoulder extension or are lacking it, your arm swing is actually going to start to swing out to the side. So when I'm missing this range, my elbow starts to go out to the side there, my shoulders start to round in, game over for my running. So this little bench dip we're going to hit first is actually going to be a key thing. I've got my bench right here. I'm going to take a seat. I'm going to put my hands right on the bench, palms facing forward. And what I'm going to do is just, crab walk myself off a little bit. You could go legs bent. I like to go legs straight a little bit. I get a little bridge there too. And I'm gonna lower myself down as low as I comfortably can, and I'm gonna come right back up. I'm gonna drop down, come back up. Notice at the bottom of that push-up or the bottom of that bench dip, I have the same rule with my forearm being vertical over my elbow. What I wanna avoid is my elbows bending this way. The same way I wanna avoid my push-up. So that's gonna be that first movement. I challenge myself with my depth. All park benches are not all the same height, so you may find that you have a shallow bench where your butt's hitting the ground real quick, or you've got a real deeper one where you're never gonna get there. But just go towards you feel like you're hitting that end range of your shoulder and work on pressing up from there. You also get a nice weighted stretch at the bottom. The next movement we're gonna hit is going to be our split squat. Now, I really love split squats. They're gonna take what would be a lunge shape where this back leg and front leg are both on the same footing, the same level of ground, and we're gonna elevate this back leg into the split squat. And I have options of either going toe pointed down or toe out in this plantar fascia. I sort of into this plantar flexed foot, my apologies. Guys, I'm a little amped up today. I think I had a little too much coffee. If I'm speaking a little quick, that's what the deal is, but I know you can keep up. What I'm gonna work on is this. I'm gonna try to keep myself tall. I'm gonna lower myself down in a way though, so that I'm dropping on this back leg and this front shin stays very, very vertical. Now, because this foot's elevated, it puts this hip into a lot of extension, which is way more than we normally have. So if you have to keep your back straight, let your chest hinge forward a little bit, I'm okay with that. What I want to avoid is my back arching for the purposes of staying upright, because this is not a very strong position. Rib cage down, much, much better. The other thing we want to avoid, just like our squats and our lunges, is my knee going forward or going in. So I've got my bench dips, I've got my split squats. The first thing we're going to do, and this is going to be the rep scream all the way through, we're going to do 12 reps of each, then 10 reps of each, then 8, then 6, then 4, and then 2. And that means 12 bench dips, and then 12 split squats in the left leg, 12 on the right leg, back to 10 bench dips, 10 split squats in the left leg, 10 on the right leg. You follow. That's our first little strength set. We'll rest afterwards, and then we'll get ourselves ready for the next piece. All right, this next couplet is actually a debut on the Run Experience channel. You haven't seen it before, we haven't posted it before, but we now know you're ready. So that's why we're getting into it. What we're gonna work on for this next piece is gonna challenge our upper body a whole lot more and our midline a whole lot more. And what we're gonna work on is an inverted pike style push-up. I'm gonna show you with feet on the ground, and then I'll actually show you how you can get your feet up on the bench and do an inverted push-up this way. In essence, this is a baby handstand push-up is really what we're working on. We're gonna pair that with some inverted shoulder taps, another little challenge. So first things first, I'm gonna get myself set up in my push-up position. But rather in this plank here, what I'm actually gonna deliberately do is keep my hips up nice and high. Now the temptation at first, you're gonna wanna do this because you're so well trained, because we've done such a good job training you. You're gonna come forward into your plank and you're gonna do your push-up. But what I'm actually gonna ask you to do is to keep your hips high the whole time. And notice what I'm doing with my toes as I start to go up into this push-up. Notice that I rock forward up on my toes. I'm really exaggerating this forward movement so that on the bottom, my hands are way forward of my head's way forward of my hands and my forearms are still vertical. The way I can increase the challenge, I walk my hands in a little bit closer. Whoo! Push my head and chest through all the way. And then once I have that, we get to have some fun by putting our feet up on this bench. So I'm gonna start here. Just getting into this position is gonna feel a little weird, don't worry, it's not too bad. I can literally start with my feet on the ground and just walk one foot up and the other. And if you've never done this before, just hanging out here is a good place to start, just to get comfortable. But the next thing, we're gonna do the same thing, rock forward, touch, push back. If that's not too bad, to make it harder, I could walk my hands in a little bit closer, touch. Whoo, that starts to get hard for me. All right, I'm gonna do one more adjustment. And push back up this way. Whoo, that's gonna be the things that we do. You can see I'm all flushed and red-faced. That's because shit's hard. But it's a good value thing to do. Get ourselves upside down, really work on just strengthening through our hands, through our wrists, stabilizing through our shoulders, plus it's fun. Now, the next little thing we're gonna combine with this is going to be a shoulder tap. We're gonna do this in this inverted position. I think we should all be able to do this even if we can't do the inverted push-up with our feet up on the bench. I'm gonna go up here. My feet are gonna be nice and high, and what I'm gonna work on is touch to one hand to one shoulder, touch the other hand to the other shoulder. Notice that the body is gonna wanna shift a lot. I wanna avoid that, so it's gonna be touch, get tight, touch, get tight, touch, get tight, touch, get tight. The way we're gonna count, touch left, touch right is 1 repetition, 2 repetitions, and so on. If that does really feel like a bridge too far, just go out into a regular plank, hold that regular plank and do those shoulder touches from there. Anytime I take an arm off the ground, I have to really stabilize with this shoulder and this hand right here. I get a little bit of just kind of off-axis loading, which is also really good for us too. That is couplet number 2. We'll rest, recharge, and get ready for couplet number 3, which is coming in a second. So the first 2 couplets, they were a little slow, they were a little bit more strict strength focused. So the last 2, what we're gonna work on is just something to move a little faster, to work a little bit on some plyometric movements and get your body moving quick. So that's why we're gonna add some little high knee toe taps up onto this box and then some box jumps. The way this is gonna work, I'm gonna start with one foot up here on one side, I'm gonna hit this other foot here, and I'm gonna work back and forth this way. Good. We're gonna hit our set of 12, and then very quickly I'm gonna go into my 12 bench jumps where I'm gonna work on driving my hips back, my arms go back, big throw, land nice and soft on top, step down or jump down, it's up to you, up tall, nice soft landing, and go. The things I want to avoid with the box bench jump, I say box out of habit because I'm used to being in the gym as opposed to being out here. One is a hard landing. That's gonna be the first thing we wanna do. Can I land like a cat, nice and soft? Just by thinking about it, it seems like a weird way, just by thinking about landing soft, that's usually what gets you going there. For the next thing, what we're gonna avoid is basically what our hips and knees and ankles are doing. I wanna make sure that just like when I squat, when I lunge, when everything else, I have nice alignment of my mechanics for my hip, knee, and my ankle. Everything is aligned. If I were to squat this way, this would look kind of weird. It wouldn't be very good for my knees. So when I jump, I want to avoid the knee wiggle when I take off and when I land as well. That's going to be important. So everything, hips, knees, and ankles aligned. You can kind of see from here as I jump, everything is aligned there perfectly. Now, if this bench feels a little too high, what I can do is substitute this with a squat jump here. Where I'm gonna squat down, big hip extension, squat down, big hip extension, etc. And I can do my reps for that. So 12 toe taps, left, right 1, left, right 2, left, right 3, 12 jumps, then 10 and 10, 8 and 8, 6 and 6, 4 and 4, 2 and 2. You got a good little workout in, it didn't take that long. Nice compliment to your running, and you got a tan hopefully in the process. Hey, while you're cooling down from this really rad workout, you might be interested in 2 more weeks of free workouts that use your body to make you better. And not only do we work on strength, but we also work on some running and some mobility as well. And it's called our Quick Start Guide to Running. It's a 2-week program. It's totally free for you. All you need to do to get it is click this link at the end of the video or down in the description. Once you're there, you'll go to a page where you can enter your name and email, and I'll be able to personally send you your workouts. Of course, if you like this video, let us know. Hit the like button. Any comments or questions, hit us up there too. And of course, if you want more videos just like this, subscribe to our channel. We got more stuff coming at you each and every week. I'm out. I'll see you in the next one.